Alright, so as you probably saw from the title of the video, this one's all about being selfish. And I know a lot of people always hear that term and think of it in a very negative way. I'm here to tell you, and I'm sure a lot of people already know this, it's not as negative as people seem to think. In fact, I think that in some cases it's actually more beneficial to you, your mentality, to your health, to actually be selfish over selfless. And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of people from conversations I've had with them, close personal friends of mine, who give and give and give until they're put in the negative, either emotionally, financially, and that's not the way life should be. I think that a lot of people would be happier if they went out and said, hey, no, I'm not going to do that for you. I love you. I hope that things go well. That's too much out of my comfort zone. When it's a close friend, it's really hard to say no. When it's a sibling, it's even worse. Sometimes I've had arguments with my own family where I'm like, hey, no, I don't want to do that. I'm not comfortable with that. But I get the pressure of people saying, well, no. It's family. It's family. Family should always do that. And yes, and a lot of times, family should be there to help each other out. If you can. But you shouldn't be hurting yourself to do that. You shouldn't have to give up something important to be a good person. And I know there's a saying that blood is thicker than water, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes people choose water over blood. And that's not a reason to go after them. There's got to be some understanding, some middle ground between that. Not every situation is as clear, is as black and white as it should be. The world is filled with a lot of gray. An example I can give is I know a friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, was having some problems with some friends. Came to me for advice, was trying to figure out, hey, what do I do in this situation? I don't want to do something that'll cause them to get mad at me, to hate me. But I don't agree with what they're doing. I'm not a fan of what they're doing. They're putting me in a spot I don't want to be. And I told them. Very easily, very quickly, I told them. Be selfish about it. Tell them you're not comfortable with it. If they are a good friend, they're going to be more than willing to say, hey, I got you. 100%. There's no problems with you feeling the way you are. I won't do that or ask of you to do anything. That's a true friend right there. Because they're understanding. And sometimes you got to be selfish and see that. But in other situations, you'll have friends, they'll say, well, no. I'm your friend, aren't I? You're not saying you're going to help me out. I thought you would always be there. And then you can always tell them, I will always be there when you need someone to talk to. when you just want someone to listen, when you want someone to give you advice, I can do that. This situation that you're putting me in, I don't know how I'm going to come out of it. Sure, things can go well and then we'll be back even, no problems. Or it could go well for you and I get stuck down here and then I don't come out of it. I'm just lost. Either I took a loss financially or me doing that. Say, like, if you took a hit for your friend and then your friend puts you, I don't know, in a situation in which they're like, hey, help me out with my girl, my man, whatever, how it is, and you take the hit for them. You know, they were already getting in trouble. You know, sometimes I think in a relationship between them, they probably should be able to settle it out. But sometimes it could be in a real bad situation and it just makes things worse when you get into it. And in those situations, I'm like, no. You know, you gotta let them know that that's not what you want out of your friendship. You know, if you understand, hey, you know, I think I will make it out fine, I'm gonna help them out anyways, do it. But if you're not comfortable with it, I don't care if it's family, very good friend, your significant other. Sometimes you need to be selfish. When it comes to your money, I almost always will say be selfish. If you have extra and you want to help out, do it. But you know you're in a tight spot, don't mess with it. Be selfish. Emotionally, if you're sacrificing a bit of yourself to do something for someone, be selfish. Don't let them change the person you are to fit what they want. You are you. You are you. You're a beautiful person the way you are. Don't let anyone change you because it benefits them. You are the person you are because that's who you want to be and that's what benefits you. You are happiest that way. Now, I know there are people out there who say, well, you know what, being selfless makes me happy. And I get it. Helping makes you feel good. And that is a very, very powerful emotion whenever you help someone. But that is two sides of one coin because I did research. And, you know, some people are going to say, hey, you know, it was a simple survey, nothing too crazy. But, you know, I've done a small, minute research paper about it where sometimes that overwhelming emotion, that joy of helping, that satisfaction is what you're doing it for. It's not the actual helping. Which means in that case, then you're doing exactly what I want you to do. And that's being selfish because you're getting that self-gratification. You looked for that self-gratification by helping another person. Don't change that about you. Not at all. I want you to continue doing that if that's what makes you happy. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, hey, look, there are going to be situations in which you aren't going to be happy. And if you would have made the decision to be selfish and not selfless, you would have come out happier. Not every situation is going to come out that clear and dry about it, right? You know, there's going to be an opportunity where you're so sure that being selfish is going to work out and it's going to benefit you and something grave may happen. I don't want to be the guy that says, hey, you know, that'll never happen. You being selfish should 100% work out. It's not always going to. I'm just saying there are situations. People take advantage of other people. People in general, are selfish creatures. And while a friend or family may tell you something, sometimes it's not the best thing for you. And at the end of the day, I just want you to look at all the options. Being selfless, being selfish, making a compromise. But from my experience, from the advice I've given, from the people I've talked to, their experiences, being selfish is not 100% negative. There is always opportunity on either of those three options. And sometimes that opportunity, if you go down the selfish path, ends up being better for you in the long run. And life is short as is. And I say you take every opportunity to do that. If you know that the ramifications won't be too bad. But hey, that's just my opinion. Not everyone's going to agree with it. Not everyone's going to be happy with it. But at the end of the day, you came by, you watched my video. I want to say thank you. You have yourself a wonderful day. And at least just keep what I said in mind. Because you never know. You might be in a situation one day where you got those three options and you say, hey, let me be selfish this one time. And maybe that ends up being better for you. All right. Y'all have a good one.